Welcome to Cameroon TV with Cameroon Boss Baby Food. Cameroon Boss Baby Food is a local made food from interesting nutrients that will shock you and will tempt your baby's taste buds. Just to let you know, Cameroon Boss Baby Food is a combination of rice, corn, soya beans, crayfish, plantain, groundnut, moringa leaf, and vanilla flavor. With Cameroon Boss Baby Food, your baby is safe and will benefit folate, vitamin D, iron, protein, vitamin B, zinc, magnesium, strong bone, brain development, smooth skin. Cameroon Boss Baby Food is affordable for all nursing mothers. You can get Cameroon Boss Baby Food 200 grams for just 500 francs, 450 grams for just 1000 francs. Give your baby the taste he or she deserves with Cameroon Boss Baby Food. You can get Cameroon Boss Baby Food at Cameroon Television, situated at Sapa Road, State Council Building, or call the telephone lines 677-627-386 or 673-773-466 or 678-615-764 or 694-987-700. Cameroon Boss Baby Food, the best taste for your baby. Get yours now. Delay is dangerous for your baby's health.
Good morning, televiewers of Cam1 Television, and you're all welcome to this special program. And today this program is brought to us by LAW Cameroon, which is an association that fights against violence for women and girl children. Let us take on this musical break, and when we come back, we'll be introducing to you our various guests. Welcome back, televiewers of Cam1 Television. As I earlier said, this program is brought to us by LAW Cameroon, an association that fights for the rights of women and children. With me here in the studio, you have Madame Melvis and Miss Edna. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
You look so astonishing this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Melvis, we'll begin with you this morning. Well, the theme to us, you have to enlighten us. The theme is making violence for women and girls history in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. What is the history you're trying to bring out of this?
We're trying to completely eradicate violence against women and girls. For a couple of years now, violence has been on the rise, especially based on the fact that we have crisis in two regions, northwest and southwest. And violence against women has almost been the order of the day. So making it history simply means trying to eradicate violence against women and girls. In other words, trying to completely push violence against women and girls in the trash can of justice.
Okay, why do you think of just the northwest and the southwest? Why not the far north, the north where we are faced with Boko Haram and the others? Because I believe in the northwest is as a result of the ongoing crisis.
We have some other projects that we work with the far north as well.
Okay.
Especially we have survivors of violence as a result of the Boko Haram attack in the north and the far north. But today, our focus will be in two regions, northwest and southwest.
Okay. Who has you been mentioned of survivors? Who are survivors?
Survivors are simply put women or men, or anyway, but women who have experienced one form of violence or the other. Women whose rights have been violated in one way or the other. Women who have been abused in one way or the other. And they came out victorious, and we call them survivors.
Okay, in this case, how do you make them talk? Because I believe this incident makes them shy away from the general public. How do you prompt them to talk?
We prompt them to talk by simply sensitizing, and also saying one thing is they are not alone.
Okay.
We have millions and millions of women worldwide who are experiencing the same thing they're experiencing, and so there's no shame in sharing their experiences. We want them to be brave enough to share their experiences so that others will learn and others will also open up.
Okay.
We always say in our language, I'm not alone. No, there are many.
Yes.
Many of us are actually facing the same things, the same violence, the same situation, the same abuses on a daily basis. Since they are not alone, and there are many other women who are actually facing the same form of violence that they are facing, they should be courageous enough to share their experiences, and that will actually boost the morale of others and ignite other women to actually join the struggle.
Okay. But necessarily your aim here now is to talk about how the legal framework deals with this. So I believe we'll be diving straight now on what the legal frame has to do with these events. So what is, first of all, what is legal aid, first of all?
Oh, okay, that's an important question. Thank you so much. And that's actually why we are here. We are here to sensitize women on legal aid. Just as we said before, earlier on, we said violence is on the rise. Human rights abusers are almost everywhere. And mostly girls and women are the most vulnerable in the society. And they are the one actually facing all of those coming from the abusers. So now, in order for those women, and we've also noticed that most of those women actually face all of those abuses, but they are like shy away, and they don't even want to open up. They don't want to report their abusers. So legal aid comes now to tell the women all over Cameroon that, one, you are not alone, and two, you don't need money to report your abusers. You don't need money to go and report your abusers. You don't need money in order to have a lawyer that will fight for you. So legal aid is there as a provision funded by the state. It is a provision of assistance to people who are unable to afford legal representation, and people who cannot afford to access the court proceedings. Legal aid is also built on one powerful, strong principle, which is very important, that nobody should be denied the right to justice. And legal aid is central in providing access to justice by ensuring equality before the law, the right to counsel, and the right to a fair trial.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, Ms. Melvis. Well, this question is for you, Madam Edna. Who are those eligible for legal aid?
Thank you, Regina. Okay, as a law of legal aid, that is law number 2006/004 of 14 April 2006, states in section 5 sub 1, the people eligible, or the women or the survivors out there eligible for legal aid. One, we have needy persons. And who are needy persons? Persons whose resources are inadequate to foot for bills, for legal proceedings. Such persons are eligible or such persons are eligible to apply for legal aid.
Okay.
And we also have persons subjected to a flat rate of tax. And persons subjected to a flat rate of tax, these are persons whose monthly allowances or monthly salaries are too low for them to even afford their basic needs. So the tax government has set such such persons under a flat rate of tax. And we have spouses with minor independent children in divorce cases. Who lack the source of income. So women out there who are filing for divorce and they have dependent children, minor children, and they lack the income to file for legal proceedings are eligible for legal aid.
Is it just women? I believe there are men out there too who need such aid. Just women?
No. As I earlier said, violence affects women, girls, and even men. So men also are not exempted.
Okay.
This law goes further to state that work accident victims seeking compensation from his or her employee are subjected to legal aid.
Okay.
And we have persons under death sentence making an appeal are also subjected to legal aid. And we have an employed person without resources deserted by their spouse and seeking to be granted amity and children's support by court order.
Okay. Now we've known that all these people are eligible for legal aid. Now what are the requirements to apply for this legal aid, Ms. Enna?
Okay. In section 19 of this 2009 law states that the requirements for legal aid, one, we have a tax roll.
Okay.
Yes, that means in your application you have to attach a copy of a tax roll or a certificate of exemption from tax. And point two, you have to attach a certificate of lack of means. And this certificate is being issued by the mayor.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Melvis and Madam Edna. Well, on this interlude, let us take on this musical break, and when we come back, we will continue with the program.
Call up on the beat. Oh, yeah. Hush. I will sing some. La vie jolie, l'argent est chaud à mort. Oublie la bière maintenant, je veux siroc. For Congo, ça, you know, go lock him up. Demonica, say I don't need running pala. The musician we come on Cameroon. The musician we come on Cameroon. I sing the song and people saw my song. My song go make a echo and side. For Côte d'Ivoire, they do me ayo. Nigeria people do me ayo. My Ghana girls they do me ayo. Kampala girls they do me ayo. Me and you, we like to make money. When I get money, I like for your money. Me and you, we like to make money. When I get money, I like for your money. Yeah, I keep the beats when I control the surface. Sola so titi la sola fa so. I be maniaca boy for grow I suffer. Because I no get my way there for up. Ma vie va changer mon Dieu. À haut je m'achève mon succès. Ma vie va changer mon Dieu. À haut je m'achève mon succès. Oh yeah. The musician we come au Cameroun. The musician we come au Cameroun. I sing the song and people saw my song. My song go make a echo and side. For
Welcome back, televiewers of Cameroon Television. Like we were earlier informed, this is a special program that was brought to us by LAW Cameroon, that is an association that fights for the rights of women and girl child. Well, today again we are having another guest here in the studio, that is none other than Miss Cynthia. Good morning. Well, Cynthia, this question dives straight to you. Tell us, what are the procedures for applying legal aid?
Okay, thank you very much. People can apply for legal aid either orally or written. Applications are always submitted at the commission to the secretary of the commission. When you apply orally, the secretary of the commission records your application and attach supporting documents for your application. And when you apply writtenly, the secretary of the commission take your application, attach it with supporting documents, and when she does that, she informs the president of the commission and the commissioner about your application for legal aid. And when that is being done, the president of the commission and the commissioner sit down and study your file if truly you are in need of legal aid.
Okay, how long can this legal aid be granted? Like, for how long does it take place for it to be granted?
Okay, commission setup have 30 days.
Okay.
So when you apply for the commission, they first of all try to investigate to see if truly you are in need of legal aid.
Okay.
So when that is being done and they discover that you are truly in need of legal aid, what they do is the president of the court in which your matter is being addressed will now look for a lawyer who will be able to follow up your case to the end.
Okay, what if, let's take for example, a woman has been beaten by her husband and she stays in that same locality, that same house with the man, and she applies for legal aid. What kind of advice do you give her while you're undergoing your investigations? Do you ask her to stay in the house, or you ask her maybe to live with a family relative due to the fact that she's been battered upon?
Well, for that, if let me say you said your husband, the husband beats the wife.
Yes, and she's filing for legal aid. In that circumstance, she's supposed to apply, right? Yes. And now, while applying, your investigation takes at least 1 month, that is 30 days. How do you keep her alive during that investigation process? Miss Melvis, you can.
They can speed up the process.
Okay.
Like in case of emergency, within 24 to say 48 hours.
Okay.
If it's quite serious, they can speed up the process and make sure they grant an advocate and bailiff to the woman in question.
Okay.
And
Now,
from there.
okay. Now this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, there is something I need to let the women out there know that you must not know how to write before you apply for legal aid.
Okay.
Because many women out there are just sitting say, I cannot write, so I don't know how to write an application and drop.
Okay.
So we are here now to let those women know that you can apply orally.
Okay,
that is why the oral application was introduced.
Okay,
yes,
that is going to the office and laying your complaints.
Yeah, just explain to the secretary, the commission secretary, what you went through. She will just record it, yes, and attach the necessary documents. But if you can write, good and fine. You write your application, you drop at the commission secretary, and they will attach the necessary documents. And
okay, thank you very much, Cynthia. Well, Ms. Melvis, this final question goes to you. Can legal aid be withdrawn?
Yes, of course, legal aid can be withdrawn. And it can be withdrawn if, for instance, when the beneficiary acquires resources deemed sufficient. Under section 46, it could be withdrawn and the beneficiary will have to refund the fees paid on their behalf. And then it could also be withdrawn when the beneficiary of the legal aid is found to have misled the commission through false declaration or fraudulent misrepresentation. And under section 48, it will be withdrawn, and the beneficiary may be prosecuted.
Wow.
Fraudulent misrepresentation and lies actually criminal offense.
Okay, Ms. Melvis, sorry, these last words again. When you talk about community awareness, do you create campaigns or you just share out your poster and your leaflets to the individuals in your neighborhood? What do you do? Do you organize campaigns to educate them, to grant that awareness to them? Because I believe some people cannot read when you give them posters and leaflets. So what do you do necessarily?
Thank you so much for your question. Very important. We don't just share flyers and paste posters only. No, sharing flyers and posters, that's just one aspect of sensitization. We actually have groups of sensitizers. We mobilize people. It could be youth, women, and young girls and boys. Mobilize people who actively move into the community and sensitize the people. We actually use various ways, like languages. It could be dialect, it could be pidgin English, it could be those who are fluent in Hausa, those who are fluent in any other local language, native languages. We make sure the message actually goes through. We try to make sure we disseminate the information as wide as possible to reach the masses.
How often does this campaign takes place? Like in a month, once in a month, or twice a year?
It depends, but it depends on the activities that we have, and it depends on the project we have at hand. I can't really say it's exactly 4 times a month, but it varies. It depends on the project, and it depends on the activity at that point in time.
All right, Cynthia, your last words to our general public.
Okay, thank you very much. What I have to say is, the last word I have is, if you apply for legal aid and it's being granted to you, and later on they discover that you lied or you got the legal aid through fraud, yes, you'll be prosecuted for it because it is a criminal offense. Yes. So when you are going for legal aid, you should
be sure
say what you said, the truth and nothing but the truth.
Wow.
So when it's being granted to you, they should know that no, you deserve what is being given to you, because you should not come to the court, then you should not come and you present something else, you hide your properties, you hide everything, then legal aid is being granted to you, then later on they discover that you were a wealthy somebody, you could follow the case, you could do all those things. If they discover that, you will be prosecuted for, you can even be jailed and you will refund back everything, all the fees, everything. You will have to refund back everything that was, every dime that was spent on you.
Okay, Madam Cynthia, your last words to our general public. No, sorry, Madam Melvis. No.
Okay. Great. It's just to tell everybody out there that all the survivors, that there's a solution. And one, you are not alone.
Yeah.
Millions of women all over the world are actually going through what you are going. If you are a survivor of violence, please do not be shy to share your experiences. Sharing your experiences will actually relieve you from that stress. And then seek legal advice. We have legal clinics almost everywhere. Seek legal advice. Go to the nearest police station. Let them know that you want legal aid. And you don't need to have money in order to have legal aid. Legal aid is actually free of charge, and it's meant for those who do not have enough resources to access the court proceedings. So there's always hope for you, women out there who are survivors of violence. And please open up, share your experiences, and together we can actually eradicate violence against women. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Well, televiewers, you've heard from our guests from LAW Cameroon, that is an association that fights for the rights of women and children, that is fighting against violence. Well, you all heard from them. They said it's not difficult for you to obtain legal aid. You don't need money. It is actually free. So all those who are passing through things that are disturbing them, may it be rape or family assault from your husband or whatsoever, you can get to them and you will be assisted. Please, before I forget, can you give your contact so that it is easier for us to locate you when necessary?
Okay, yeah, we are based in Tikoro Mutengene.
Okay.
The same office where you have Ineo. Yeah, Tikoro Mutengene in Ineo.
Phone number?
We have a Facebook, we have Association for Widows, our Facebook page.
Okay.
Also on Instagram, Association for Widows as well. And yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, televiewers, thank you very much for joining us throughout this program on Cam 1 Television. I am Anyache Regina, and the program you were watching is LAW Cameroon, an association that fights for the rights of women and children. Stay tuned for more interesting programs on Cam 1 Television. Till then, it's bye-bye.